Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, Texas Man here, back with another video. I hope, of course, you guys are all having a wonderful day. If you guys would please give this video a thumbs up if you guys do enjoy it. Subscribe, of course, if you guys have not already. Also, do me the biggest favor of all, make sure you guys hit that bell notification button. Select all for all notifications so you guys don't miss out on future content here on the channel. We gotta talk about something, ladies and gentlemen. $80 video games. They're here. And unfortunately, they're not going away, no matter how much we want them to. I've talked about this in the past, but, I grew up when Halo, the golden era of Halo was around, with Halo 1, 2, 3, ODST, and Reach. And those games being, $30. And we're like, oh, this is amazing. We got so much content. And then I remember when top new games were $50. And I was like, okay, yeah, but you got a lot of content. And then I remember when games went to $60. And I was like, but we're not getting anything more. Yeah, we're spending another $10. And graphically, we are getting upgraded because of the new console generation. And I'm like, okay, fine. Then games went from $60 to $70. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That wasn't even 10 years ago. That was like 5 to 7 years ago that games went to being $70. What is it that has changed in that 5 to 7 time span, 5 to 7 year time span? What has changed to justify games going from 70, brand new games, going from 70 to $80. And you can't say inflation. No. Inflation has nothing to do with it. COVID. No. Has absolutely nothing to do with it. Making games cost more. No. Actually, the budget to make games is absurd. We shouldn't be having games cost millions and billions of dollars. We shouldn't be having that. Because they're spending an absorbent amount of money on unnecessary bullshit. Whether that's promoting woke ideology, DEI, whatever you want to come up with, companies are spending absurdly large amounts of money on pointless bullshit that doesn't influence gameplay whatsoever, and us, the customer, the consumer, is having to pay for it. Why? Games do not look any better than they did 7 years ago. We're still living in the 4K world, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? We're still living in a 4K world. We haven't hit 8K being a prominent thing. I got an Xbox Series X. Everything is 4K max. $120 FPS, and I don't know what the refresh rate is, but who cares? Okay? And honestly, I couldn't care less how a game looks. I care about how a game plays. I care about the story. I care about the characters. I care about the plot. I mean, we've got Call of Duty Black Ops 7 coming out this year. Originality! Dead. Just like How to Train Your Dragon live action remake is coming out soon. Originality is dead, and yet these big gigantic companies, these big gigantic corporations expect us to pay more for less. Also think about this when it comes to video games. They're charging us more, and you would think, okay, they're charging us more because the graphics are better. No, they're not. The storytelling is better. No, it's actually gotten worse. The plot and characters are interesting. For the most part, they're either the same that we've seen 1,000 times before, or they're completely dull and void of life. Okay, maybe there's more content. Maybe this Call of Duty, instead of it launching with 8 maps, it's launching with 12 maps. No, it's actually the opposite. Instead of it launching with 8 maps, now you're getting 4. Okay, and I'm just using that as an arbitrary number. Obviously, that's not realistic, but you understand my point. We're paying more, and us as consumers, we're getting less. Think about this for an example. And you can't say, oh, this is because of inflation. This is because of corporate greed. Now, obviously, there's a market price, but guess what? We're the market. We set up the prices. We, the consumers, we tell companies what we're willing to pay for a certain item. And when we don't pay for a certain item because the price is too high, the corporations, guess what they have to do? They have to lower the prices because they have too much bulk. They have too much stuff in their warehouses. They have too much product. It's not selling, so they have to lower the price in order for it to be sold so they can get it out of their warehouse so they can come up with the newest and greatest thing to try to sell to you. That's why we have Amazon Prime deals. That's why we have Black Friday. Okay? That's why companies do Memorial Day sales, Labor Day sales, 4th of July sales. You've got all of your Halloween and October sales. You've got your Thanksgiving deals. You've got all your last minute Christmas shopping deals going on. You've got your Easter deals. Okay? Valentine's deal. All that stuff is because things in this world cost too much. $80 video games cost too much. 99% of video games that cost $60, $70, and $80 just for the base edition are not worth it. I think the last time I bought a brand spanking new video game and I was excited for it and I was happy spending for it was 2014's Alien Isolation. That was the last game that I enjoyed. And I still play from time to time. By the way, I do have a full playthrough of that entire game on my channel if you want to check it out in the Alien Isolation playlist. But $80 video games are not worth it. And you don't have to take my word for it. I have talked to friends that bought the Nintendo Switch 2 and they got the bundle with Mario Kart World. As you can tell, I don't have one. I don't want one in my house at this moment. But I have friends that have a Nintendo Switch 2. They got Mario Kart World. I went over to their house, won the handheld version of the Nintendo Switch 2, when you're holding it in your hand, and it's sitting in the dock connected to your TV, it is the most jarred... It's... Somehow it's worse than the original Xbox controller. It is so disjointedly bulky and oddly placed for hands. And yes, I've got big hands, but that's besides the point. It's not really well designed. Another thing, Mario Kart World, Standard Edition, $80. Okay, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has something like 90 plus tracks. Mario Kart World has 30. And the whole open world thing, it's just a gigantic loading screen. I was bored playing the game. It's even the new stuff in the game was just it did not scream, oh, I'm so excited that I spent $80 on this one game. Also, by the way, if normal editions, just baseline editions of games are going to cost $80, nobody in their right mind is going to want to buy battle passes. Nobody's going to want to buy DLC. No one's going to want to buy collector's editions. What? Collector's editions are going to be, $400 now? It's insane. It's insanity. It comes down to corporate greed. And the people that bought the Nintendo Switch 2, and the people that bought Mario Kart World, and anybody that's buying numerous games that are at $80, they lack willpower. I also have another person that I know, and I'm keeping people's names anonymous, but I know somebody really well, and they love Disney stuff. They're just a Disney fanboy, okay? And they will watch everything Disney, movie, TV show. They don't miss anything. They're just a mindless consumer, and I've told them about this. And they're just oh, I gotta get this. I'm but what purpose does it serve? And, they'll defend everything Disney, even though it's straight up dog shit, and everybody in the theater agrees when we watch a Disney movie. Or, They just buy random stuff, and I'm just like, what purpose does this serve? It's just going to sit there and collect dust for eternity until you die. And then, whoever inherits your stuff, I guarantee you, they're just going to throw it out. It's worthless. $80 games, video games are not worth $80. Video games haven't been worth $70. There's nothing of value. We're not getting more content, we're getting less content. Graphically, we're still basically in the same thing. Are we getting better stories? No. So, my advice to you is have willpower. Have the power to decide, okay, if games are going to cost $80, here's your couple of options. 1, stop buying. And you might be thinking, what? Simple solution to this problem. Stop buying video games. Okay? We just had all of the show. This past week, we had Nintendo Switch 2 reveal. Launch. PlayStation had their stuff being launched. And Microsoft, which, by the way, is the biggest company in the world right now at the time of recording this video. Here, June 10th, 2025. It is the largest company in the world. They're worth over $3 trillion. They don't need to be raising the prices of games from $70 to $80. Okay, The Outer Worlds 2, a game about going against capitalism, should not be $80. I guarantee you GTA 6 is going to be like $120 for the base game. But is it going to be worth it? I don't think so. Just because they've worked on it for a long time. Just because the new Fable game that's been worked on for like 11 years doesn't mean it's going to be worth $80 more. Doesn't mean the new Elder Scrolls game is going to be worth $80 more just because they've been working on that thing for like, an eternity. Doesn't mean it's worth that much money. So, my simple solution, 1, don't buy games. Spend your time with friends and family watching old movies, watching old TV shows, playing tabletop games, whether that's Plunder, Ticket to Ride, Sorry, Trekking the World, Monopoly, Risk, whatever it is. Play some tabletop games. 1, better interactive entertainment, in my opinion. 2, you get that face time. And 3, the memories will stick with you. And 4, you own that stuff. Now you might be thinking, okay, what's the second thing? If you're going to buy the $80 game, make sure it's the game that you actually think is worth $80. And it's going to be an investment. Because I think Microsoft's trying to make it where people are scared for spending $80 and Xbox Game Pass might look good for $20 a month. And having a gigantic accessible ability to play all those games on Xbox Game Pass for $20 a month. Now you might be thinking that's a steal, only spending $240 a year. But here's the thing. If you start buying games if you only have Xbox Game Pass and you're not buying the $80 game, you don't own the game. You're buying into a subscription. You're buying into a subscription service, which means the terms and policies can change at any moment. And if there's a game on Xbox Game Pass that you like, and Microsoft doesn't want to keep paying the licensing fee to have that game on Game Pass, they can yank it. You don't own the game. And if everybody starts doing Game Pass, what's stopping Microsoft from raising the prices? And what's stopping Microsoft making it where they stop making the disc to go into the machine? What's stopping them from producing the ability to buy your game digitally? It's going to become a point where the only way to play games is on Game Pass. I mean, they've got the new Xbox Ally coming out. It's basically a Steam Deck. It's like a Nintendo Switch 2. But there's no game cartridge for you to put in. It's all based on the games that you've purchased digitally. They're really trying to get away from physical media, while CDs and DVDs and Blu-rays and 4K are making a comeback. We're having a clash of ownership. Xbox Game Pass is fun. I've talked to people that have it. I know several people that have it, and they enjoy it for what it's worth. But I'm like, one, I work 40, 50 hours a week, so I don't have all that type of time to play video games only. I do other things in life. Watch movie shows, play board games, spend time with friends. I'm out in the world enjoying the sunlight. I play games for fun on a casual basis. My life has changed in the past 13 years since, I graduated high school. I don't have all the time in the world to just do video games anymore. The next thing is, third thing, wait for games to go on sale. Wait for games to go on sale. Wait for them to drop to $40, $50 during, summer sales or something. Now you might be thinking, well, I'm going to miss out on all this cool events and stuff. Again, willpower. Don't let FOMO control you. Okay? Don't wait for games to go on sale. I mean, Microsoft is constantly doing sales. So just wait and be patient. So that's going to be it for my rant about $80 video games. Games are not worth that. They're not. You need to have willpower to control your emotions and not say, ooh, look at this new shiny thing. I need to have it now. There are only 3 games in this past week that I'm actually excited for. Sonic Crossworlds Racing, because I can play with my friends and family. Resident Evil 9, because it's part of an established franchise, and I always love a good zombie game like that. And once I see some gameplay, I might get the Outer Worlds too. I played the first one. I beat it after 25 hours, but I never replayed it. I didn't even bother with the DLC. I just didn't care. So games have to get me excited. I have to be like, oh, this looks new and exciting. And there's games that are I've got on my wish list, and they're $20, and they look much better than a lot of the AAA stuff that we're getting. So, overall, my encouragement to you guys is have the willpower to speak with your wallet. If you're excited for a game, I'm glad for you. If you have enough just money, disposable money to spend on everything, good for you. But you're not the average person. Everyone needs to realize that if we keep spending money constantly on every single game that's at $80, they're going to be like, okay, everybody's fine spending $80. We're going to go to 90. We're going to go to 100. Where do we as the consumer draw the line? I think we're headed to a digital-only era of gaming. And a lot of people have left, and a lot of people will leave. Gaming is a multi-billion-dollar income to these corporations, to these companies. We don't need to go on strike. We don't need to be part of a union. We don't need to go protesting. We just need to speak with our wallet. And it'll be amazing. It's amazing what happens when you speak with your wallet. Corporations do take note. They do. It's amazing. Just think about that for a moment. You have the power to literally change the world by not doing things, by not purchasing things. It might be something that takes time. It might be a gradual thing. But it will happen. And if it doesn't happen, we will end up entering into another video game crash. I can see that coming as well. Having a real big, hard reset because people can't afford that. People can't afford living. And corporations expect us to spend another $10 on entertainment stuff? Why? And I'll tell you why. Games going up to $80, brand new, is 2 words: corporate greed. Speak with your mind, have some willpower, cut your emotions out of it, and realize it's entertainment. That's what video games are. They're entertainment. They're things to have fun with. But let's be honest. Games are not worth $80. They're not worth $70, and most aren't worth $60. We're getting a lot of games that are coming out like Helldivers 2, $40. Expedition 33, $50. And they're masterpieces. Tell me a game that you've played recently in the last 5 years that you spent $60, $70 on. And you were like, oh, this is an amazing, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 game. Tell me one. And no, it can't be Fortnite. It can't be Call of Duty. It can't be Battlefield. Definitely not Halo. It needs to be a AA studio game or an indie studio. Tell me in the comment section down below. What $60, $70 game in the last 5 years have you played that you thought was worth that? I guarantee you my comment section is going to be empty on answering that question. Because there isn't one. And if there is, please tell me and I'll do some research on it. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Goodbye.